Hi, I'm Ben, and this is my podcast where I share interviews, tips, and ideas to help you build a better marketing strategy. This is the final of 6 episodes in which I've been walking through the foundation level of my marketing strategy. Hopefully I've given you lots of ideas and advice and put it in a simple step-by-step process that you found useful for your business. The episodes I've covered are planning, analytics, website development, SEO, social media, and the final one, business. Basically, lots of tasks and things that you can do to give your marketing strategy a great foundation. If you want to revisit any of these, then head over to our website. Everything's online now at ratherinventive.com/marketing-strategy. For now, here's part 6, and it's all about business. Enjoy. And lastly, the business section. So this is sort of everything else. It's like the admin bit, but all useful stuff nonetheless. So just a couple of things that I think are important here are just to understand some basic terms in terms of marketing and accounting, what they mean, and then setting up some kind of spreadsheet so you can log those numbers on a regular basis. Now it's up to you what you want to log. The reason, especially if you're new to marketing, the reason for sort of noting down these numbers on a monthly basis is that it helps you understand what impacts your sales and maybe even your profit. Because once you start to understand that, that's knowledge you can use to then feed back into your marketing. And I'll give you an example. Maybe you are tracking where leads come from using Google Analytics. So you're tracking the number of leads that come in from your SEO work, from organic search engines. You're tracking the number of leads that come in from pay-per-click, PPC, which is that paid Google ads, maybe paid Facebook ads. Also maybe social links. So you're just putting out social posts and you're tracking people coming in from that, or maybe email. What I would like to do, or what you want to do, is find out which of those give you the most people who call you on the phone, or fill out a form, or download something, or buy something from your website online. Because once you find out which one of those work best, you can start spending your time and maybe your money on focusing on that one particular channel. But unless you're logging the numbers and looking at the numbers on a regular basis, you won't know which work. So I've linked here an example spreadsheet under task 34, where you can go and maybe use that to start off with and expand from there. And just to finish off, finally, and you can do this if you're a club member or not, and you're working through this, book a free marketing call with me. I do ask that you've kind of worked through as much of this as possible, so you've got lots of good questions to ask rather than just skipping to this. But you can just book a call with me for half an hour, and we can chat over some of the things you found in there, and hopefully I can help you move forward with that marketing. And if you need support, you'll have it. I can give you prices for that as well. So once you've finished all of those, you've gone through all of them, that is complete. Yeah, you've done the core stuff for your foundation stage. And if you're interested in continuing, then we'll be setting up the pro and expert levels of these task lists, but they'll all be under my marketing club. So you'll need to join those first before you get access. Oh, hi, just dropping in here. As a little bonus, I've added a part of an interview with Gina Gagan about how she started her drinks business, as it's always inspiring to hear from someone else with real energy. Enjoy. I met Gina during a demonstration of how to make a fermented tea called Kombucha at a small food fair run by River Cottage down in Axminster. I was fascinated by the process of this magical gut-reviving drink, but also in her passion and clarity of the presentation. Sadly, we could only talk over a mobile phone line, so the quality of the recording is a little scratchy. But I promise you, Gina's story and openness on her business are well worth listening to. It's better to try something and see how that works, and then that'll answer a lot of questions that you can either dive into or you can move on and do something else.
And not be afraid of hard graft.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it is really hard. And like you said, I was bottling and labelling all on my own, and got my friends roped in, bought them pizzas and loads of late nights. And having had a baby now, you know, it's become quite tricky, but we're managing it, because there really is no rest. It is a very, very long marathon race.
Yeah.
And if you sort of stop to take in the smell of the roses, you kind of get left behind. So you have to just like continue along, and there'll be loads of mistakes, but that's also fine. Nobody doesn't make mistakes.
It's part of the process. It's part of the fun.
Yeah, it's part of the process. Yeah, I think one of the really good things that I have done though is I reached out to all kombucha brands that existed when I first started out, and some of them chose to meet me and talk to me, and who were really kind. Like there's a guy called Adam who runs a kombucha company called Jar, who was really, really helpful in the beginning, like just really nice. And I reached out to some companies in the States, and Health Aid, who's one of my favourite kombuchas in America, also were really helpful, and spent quite a few hours on the phone with me, just kind of going, why is this not working? And so that's really been really helpful. Yeah, no, really nice. And I tend to find that actually most people, if asked, will give you help and advice.
Yeah, and these are effectively competitors as well. Giving you advice.
Exactly. Yeah, and giving advice, and I think that's a really wonderful thing. And I get quite a few requests from sort of blossoming kombucha companies in the UK and from Europe. And I'll always take a call. I'll always spend an hour. I'm happy to do that. Just telling them sort of like what I've done, what I haven't done. I won't tell them my recipe, but I'll help in all the ways I can.
Yeah.
I also think it's kind of part of the whole kombucha thing, which I love so much, which I guess is a little bit hippie, but it's about being nice. That really ties back to, why are you doing it? What are you doing it for? If the sole reason is cash, I want to be a millionaire, then don't do it. You need to have passion, and it's the passion that takes you through. It's the passion that makes you sit on a Saturday night at 3 a.m. with a newborn child and try and figure out how you're going to pay for the next production run. Like, that's what keeps you going. You have to really love it, because otherwise, after 6 months, you are like, this is shit. I'm out. And then you're left with debt, a failed business. So passion, really, like, you have to believe in what you're doing and you have to love it.
Have you read a book by Seth Godin called The Dip?
I haven't, no.
It's quite interesting. I listened to the audio version. It's quite short. It's not full of too much BS for a business book, to be honest. But he talks about this dip where a lot of people will enter something, whether it's learning how to dance, or learning a new language, or entering a business like this, and they'll push forward to a point. And then most people will stop. A huge percentage of people stop when they hit this dip. It seems to be going well, and then it'll always dip, and it gets hard. There is a big wall to be able to get over, which is what where you are at the moment. And it's the people who can push through and get to the other side, like Innocent Drinks, however they may do that it then becomes much easier because they're on the other side where there are fewer people. And it's
100%.
It's a book both on the motivation to push through that in a really honest way, but also the ability to look at a situation before you get into it, to say, I'm not willing to push through that. So you've got something which you can always hold on to, and that hopefully will keep you warm at night. But some people don't. They sort of start without thinking too much about it, and they don't really have that goal. They don't have that ambition to push through it. And so it's sometimes better to realise that and not move on.
But you need to have some goals in between there, like some really small steps, because every step or every goal that you achieve is a win, and you need those little wins to make it through as well, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
And somebody who can tell you, actually, you need a business plan, or you need a cash flow. Here's one. Here's a really good, cheap accountant. That kind of stuff. So it's worth checking what the government or what your council or borough are sort of giving away. There's quite a lot of stuff that's for startups, quite a lot of help that you can get.
Well, even if people, I know in Herefordshire and Gloucestershire, where we're based, we're part of a scheme through those councils where we can provide that for people. But even if people aren't able to get a scheme, often there are a lot of people, business mentors or coaches, which if you get involved with them, they will charge you money. But they often will have some sort of free trial or some workshops you can go to, and that can sometimes be enough to help and just maybe move you on a little bit if you're stuck in a rut. And sometimes just talking to someone else and venting, they may have some ideas that can just move you forward a little bit. If you found this podcast interesting, then you might like my marketing club. You can join for free to receive regular tips and advice so you can become more effective in marketing your business. Pro members get access to my live webinars every single month, along with all the previous webinars I've done. It's about 2 years worth now. There's even a podcast version that you can listen to while you walk the dog. You can find out more by visiting ratherinventive.com/club. That's ratherinventive.com/club. Bye for now.